under Coach Cal. They get the bounce back here on a big night from Tyler Eulis. He had 24. That'll do it for us here in Fayetteville. Up next, Ohio State and Purdue. Enjoy the rest of your evening, including some Big Ten basketball.
Thursday night showcase in the Big Ten just underway in West Lafayette. Reese Davis and Jim Calhoun, Ohio State and Purdue. And Vince Edwards was driving the baseline. He stepped on it, and it's a turnover for the Boilermakers.
Even though we're only 2 minutes in, I like the fact that it's physical and there's been no calls. They're going to let these two very physical teams play. And you've got to assume that the older team will win, but I got a feeling just by the two defensive plays by Ohio State that those 3 hard days of practice at Thad Totals are maybe paying off.
Mark Loving with the miss is Caleb Swanigan, Mr. Basketball in the state of Indiana, as a high schooler last year, grabs the rebound. You and I may have a discussion over the course of the night about physical play. I kind of enjoy the freedom of movement that they're allowing this year. You think it's too much?
No, I don't. And by the way, the one way to score against a shot blocker is go into it. Everybody wants to fade away, and you're going to get your shot blocked. That time he made the contact, initiated it, that the defender to fall away makes a shot.
Vince Edwards with his second bucket. So far, he has all of the Purdue points in the early going. Jayshawn Tate hit a 3 for the Buckeyes. And if you're just joining us or just checking us out on ESPN, you're all caught up.
I shouldn't say it, but another block shot.
Block shot. We've seen 2 on this end for the man in scarlet and gray. And I believe by my count, that was Purdue's first from...
they had one early. They had one.
Oh, that's right.
That's 4 already. I mean, very simply, both teams are trying to dominate the paint. And there's no doubt in my mind what the game plan, okay, for Matt Painter is. Go inside. I mean, every shot goes inside except when they drop off the 3-point shooter.
Swanigan has a size advantage on Tate, who is a good defender. Has about 4 inches and several pounds on Jayshawn, but he was able to stand in there and make the shot tough on the last trip.
Well, he may have several pounds on a lot of folks. He's going to be 255, 260, and the good thing, he knows how to use it. And by the way, it's not exceptional ball pressure, but I know Thad's been worried about this. The ball handling or lack of small, they have 2 travels now, not caused by anything, and young teams do that, but I think you're going to see Thad Matta up this whole game. I mean, this is an important game for them. He said he's glad to be 4-2 in Big Ten, but doesn't like the way they got there.
Meaning not playing great basketball
exactly.
at times.
And having some moments which they haven't been anywhere near a 4-2 team.
You know, as the season ebbs and flows, Jim, this is a stretch, the end of a stretch for Ohio State. Once the Buckeyes play 4 or 5 games on the road, if they could get a win here tonight, they would split those 4 road games. And in a tough league like the Big Ten, where road wins come at a premium, that's a pretty good run at the end of it, even if you haven't played great basketball. On the other hand, Matt Painter wanting to protect his home court and really win the Boilermakers. You talked about Ohio State's troubles with turnovers. Matt was saying today, the 3 games that Purdue has lost, turnovers a major culprit.
Well, if you're looking at the other stat, great defense, they make baskets, they rebound, they block shots. Terrific post move. I really like that move. By the way, he squared his shoulders up and protected the ball with his body.
And had great patience, too. Let the guys come down. A.J. Hammond's his first bucket, and the Boilermakers are up by 3.
And I can tell us, again, what Matt Painter had to say. Get the ball inside. We're bigger and stronger. I don't know about the bigger part, but they are strong.
Jayshawn Tate over the top of Swanigan. Tate has all 5 Ohio State points.
Tate can play. He's a versatile guy. It's like I really like Vince Edwards, another really good basketball player.
Rayfeld Davis kicking it to Hammonds. Johnny Hill, the graduate transfer point guard, 2nd straight year. Purdue has dipped into that market for a guard. And there's a turnover for the Boilers as Tate has a steal.
Well, you know, because those kids are fully eligible to play right away, if you get a 5th-year player playing in your backcourt, he's got to be able to settle you down. And I really believe, without question, that Hill has done that for him. He's been kind of a guy only 4 points a game. Yeah, but he gets them into the things they need to be doing.
You'll see a deep Purdue rotation, too. They'll bring several guys off the bench, including P.J. Thompson, Dakota Mathias, who's a good shooter, and the youngster Ryan Klein is an excellent shooter. And there's that great Purdue defense, forcing a turnover. Numbers as Hill goes to the bucket and lays it in.
And good decision. Everybody thinks you should make the pass. When you've got the inside angle to the rim, don't fool with anything else. Get the layup. And you're right. The ball pressure on the outside is good. It's not incredible, but they're trying to make them put the ball on the floor to try to dissuade them and disrupt them.
That's Rayfeld Davis, who was the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year last year, but good feed from Loving inside to Trevor Thompson. Speaking of transfers, a Virginia Tech transfer, has his first bucket.
And by the way, I'd like to finish there. These kids are, this is two actually very physical teams up front. And this is where I keep saying the moments that Ohio State has been poor, it's because they don't finish like they just did.
Foul was called as we go to break. There's Johnny Hill all the way to the bucket. They're a fan of Johnny's move. Purdue up 1.
Meet Shelley. She can make a Labradoodle look like, well, either one. And she's a marketer. All it took was Constant Contact. Thanks to Shelley's emails, all her clients have wagging tails. Try it free at ConstantContact.com.
This place is the
He
worst.
said he had a big screen.
I can't see.
I love watching football here.
Best game day ever.
Any party can be a great party with new Tostitos Spicy Queso Dipatizers.
Yeah.
Why did
You probably say it a million times a day. But at Cigna, we want to help everyone say it once a year.
Say
Cigna medical plans cover 100% of your in-network annual checkup. So America, let's go, know, and take control of your health. Cigna, together all the way.
I need to collect your phone so you can't post pictures. How does it feel to not be connected?
My chest hurts.
Let me show you a better way to keep connected. The 2016 Chevy Cruze offers built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi that connects up to 7 devices.
Current qualified GM lessees can get a sign and drive lease on this well-equipped Cruze Limited for around $179 a month. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Chevrolet, Find New Roads, and Constant Contact. Be a marketer. All it takes is Constant Contact email marketing.
Purdue Arena it used to be called, now Mackey Arena, opened in 1967, so for nearly half a century, this has been a spectacular place to see a college basketball game. It was named after Red Mackey, the former AD, and we are sitting just a little bit below court level of Gene Cady Court. Of course, Gene Cady, terrific coach here, part of Big Ten powerhouses. Purdue all times won 23 Big Ten championships.
Well, it's a pretty special place. I had one chance to visit it in 1988 with a good team, Cliff Robinson. We got up early, and Gene took his sport coat, threw up in the stands, and that lead dissipated. Never got a tackle on. I turned to my assistant and said, "We're in trouble," and we were.
Perhaps with a saltier vernacular, but you still knew you were in trouble.
Exactly right. I don't think I said it quite like that, but you get the point. I knew we were in trouble. And I think Gene was saying something to the officials at that time.
Dakota Mathias, who I mentioned a few moments ago, has checked into the game, picked up a quick foul. Also in for Purdue, running the point guard now is P.J. Thompson. Number 3 is Johnny Hill's going to get a rest. And you saw Isaac Haas on the other end, the big 7'2", 250-pound sophomore who missed a shot on the opposite end. Big man's checked in for Ohio State. Number 4, Daniel Giddens, who has a ton of potential, and he too is a terrific shot blocker. Long shot from the outside is knocked in, and A.J. Harris, who checks into the game and knocks in a 3 to put the Buckeyes on top.
And Reese, when he's playing, they're a different team. He gives a little more quickness, a little more movement. I like Lau sometimes off the ball. But I like Harris on the ball. He's quick, and he gives them a dimension that when they go big, they're not nowhere near as quick on the ball.
Big slide, Isaac Haas on the offensive window, and he'll go to the free throw line, where that's a comfortable place for the big fella from Oaks Bluff, Alabama. He's in the top 5 in the country in fouls drawn per 40 minutes, and for a big fella, he's turned into a good free throw shooter.
Yeah, and he's kind of like a Gronk. You know, they have to follow him, either go to his legs to tackle a Gronk, or in this particular case, go to his hands and try to disrupt him. But you know, you're right. 54% last year from the foul line. This year, 75. And for a sophomore at 2, you were kind of 250, probably 285. You know, he really can shoot the ball very well.
Purdue's already been working the offensive glass. 5 offensive rebounds as Haas missed the front end. Rayfeld Davis going to take a quick break, and Kendall Stevens is checked into the game. Named Stevens, a familiar one here at Purdue. His dad, Everett, a terrific player for the Boilermakers in the 80s.
I remember his dad was a terrific basketball player.
little family atmosphere. His dad played at Purdue. You just saw Jay Sean Tate. His dad, Jermaine, played for the Buckeyes. As Bates Diop went down, and they'll call the foul on Stevens. It's his first.
And that's the one thing I'm trying to determine. I like most of the rest of the regulations. I think you can't disrupt people's movement. But that little bump, I'm just not so sure who initiates it sometimes. Many times it's the offense.
But given the benefit of the doubt, would you like to see the offensive player get the benefit of the doubt? Is that better for the game?
If he's going towards the rim and you impede his progress, now there's a little touch foul going horizontally. My problem is the horizontal.
I think they're going to call an offensive foul on Haas for being a little too aggressive in establishing his position in the middle of the lane. That's his first.
And it's very noticeable when he establishes position. He's far and away the biggest kid on the court. And he's so down strong that if he puts his arm up, he's going to push you over. I'm sure the crowd seems to agree an awful lot.
There you go. Look at the look on Giddens' face.
They're checking out an elbow, which is a good idea. You know, if you think you saw something, take a look at it.
Our officials tonight: Bill Elk, Terry Weimer, Mike Eads.
Remember when ESPN did the tape a number of years ago, the Big East? And the elbow was considered a hello, and then the hit to the stomach was considered a goodbye. So it really wasn't one of those things. It was kind of a greeting as opposed to anything else. And I see these guys check a little grazing elbow and say, geez, that doesn't look like some of the guys who played in our league back in the day. Yeah.
Regular offensive foul. Mike Eads comes over and tells us. Isaac didn't like the call. He'll go back to the bench. A.J. Hammonds returns.
I always expect, if I start seeing a 6'9" official, they won't call us in the big guys. But every official is a point guard, I think.
Cam Williams.
Boy, Cam can really shoot the ball. And I tell you what, I really like what he did, Reese. He came off the screen and separated himself.
He is a guy who gives him a little more lightning, a little more quickness, and he's exceptional shooter, about 47% from three. Here's Edwards lining one up, front iron, good block out by Buckeyes.
Not a bad shot, but I think you know they could get that anytime. You know what I'm saying? It's a long shot clock. They could get that anytime. I just think they could have got a little more.
So Ohio State was concerned about the start tonight, showing some intensity, and thus far they've done that. A 4-point lead as we played almost 8 minutes.
You know, they need quickness, as Williams gave them, as Harris has given them, and I just think they're a different looking team when they can get more movement because they have terrific athletes.
Shot clock to 5. Not sure Giddens is aware of it. Shoots an air ball, and Swanigan takes it away.
Yeah, you know, he looked, saw the clock late, and just threw it up there. You can't blame him for that.
And Stevens, a streaky three-point shooter, and Loving was sticking to him, so he couldn't get the shot going.
Pretty good ball pressure outside, keeping that ball outside 23 feet.
This time Stevens does have room, and it rims out on him. Swanigan and the freshman Mickey Mitchell, who checked in, were tangled up. And the foul is going to be called on Mitchell. It's his first. Buckeyes with a 4-point lead. What's trending in the Big Ten, Jim and I will talk about it when you come back to West Lafayette.
I need to collect your phone so you can't post pictures. How does it feel to not be connected?
My chest hurts.
Let me show you a better way to keep connected. The 2016 Chevy Cruze offers built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi that connects up to 7 devices.
Current qualified GM lessees can get a sign and drive lease on this well-equipped Cruze Limited for around $179 a month. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
It took Jen Yu Nelson years to master the vision of directing Kung Fu Panda 3, drawing inspiration from whatever comes her way. But only one take to master sending money with Chase QuickPay.
Today is gonna be a good day.
Technology designed for you, so you can easily master the way you bank.
Tomorrow, the phenomenon phenomenon of the fifth wave arrives.
How are we supposed to fight them if we don't even know what they are?
You ready?
No!
The fifth wave.
Oh my God.
Rated PG-13.
Ah, bonjour. We shave, yes?
I should change blades.
Oh, sure, monsieur Big Bucks. New blade today, new chalet tomorrow. Enough! We shave!
Don't shave with a filthy razor, because new ones are so expensive. Shave with a fresh blade, anytime. Try DollarShaveClub.com.
A couple of teams tied at 4-2 in the Big Ten right now. A couple of unbeaten squads, Indiana and Iowa. But look at how teams have gone up and down in the rankings. Maryland has slipped a few spots. Mello Trimble and company will be in East Lansing this weekend. Iowa, meanwhile, zooming up the charts. They're 9th in the AP poll. They're even higher in a lot of the metrics. And Michigan State, meanwhile, careening after a home loss to Nebraska. And Purdue, meanwhile, has been sitting pretty steady. The Boilermakers 16-3 overall, 4-2 in the Big Ten. They had a lead on Iowa, let it get away. And Iowa's sitting there undefeated. And as a result, Purdue's a couple of games back in the loss column. But Boilermakers will have a shot at making it up on the 24th of January when they go to Carver Hawkeye to take on. What are your impressions of the Big Ten as a whole?
Well, top 4 or 5, that's terrific. But I don't know if it's a great team. They may not be a great team as we know in college basketball because the first, number 1 rank is meant nothing. It's like changing a T-shirt. We change teams. But I think that's pretty good. By the way, I have to break away because I kind of enjoyed that one.
That was Hammond's.
I always think that's the best way to lay the ball up, looking down at the hoop. Reese did that, didn't you, Reese?
Oh, sure. Yeah, the Nerf hoop anyway. Hammond's with the flush. To your point, Jim, just in the past 10 days in the top 25, you had 22 losses.
Because there's other good teams. When you got 3 or 4 pros on your team, very few teams have that. Experienced pros. This is a very good team in Purdue. And quite honestly, the reason they're really good is because they got good players. As much as anything else, they got 3 seniors who kind of hold them together.
Well, one of them, Hammond's after the flush, had a wild shot that missed everything. Williams, quick trigger. Williams is feeling it from outside. His second three-pointer, and the Buckeyes have jumped out to a 7-point lead on the road. Very impressive start.
I love the way they're attacking. I mean, they're doing what they're doing, and I told you before, I like their cricket lineup in Ohio State.
Mickey Mitchell got away with a foul, I think, unless it was a late whistle. That was a good call. It was a little late, but Mitchell.
I think Purdue fans called that one.
Yeah.
The reaction of the fans is pretty loud.
Well, I have no horse in the race, as they say, but he fouled him. So
he definitely fouled him. But it was until the reaction of the crowd did the whistle get blown. I used to ask officials that very nicely. It's the kind of person I am, very, very nice to officials. I said, by the way, the crowd had nothing to that, did it? And of course, they give you that look. You know that look I'm talking about. Yeah. You've seen it before.
And Cam Williams has 8 straight points. The Buckeyes have 11 points off the bench. Afel Davis is back. Swanigan has deep post position, size advantage on tape, but it'll be Hammonds just inside the three-point line. A.J. Hammonds knocks one in.
And I would have probably liked to have him put the ball into the paint, get Swanigan the ball, but honestly, he had an open shot from the foul line, and he is a good shooter.
Hammonds is hit 4 of 6 from 3. Jay Sean Tate, who got the Buckeyes off to a good start, has hit all 3 of his field goal attempts. Here is Swanigan, a little sideways spin on that shot, fighting for it off the board. And look at Johnny Hill, the little fella, sneaking in amongst the bigger Buckeyes and drawing the foul.
Well, you're going to win a lot of games if you keep going after the ball on the offensive glass. You mentioned early that the offensive rebounding of Purdue was excellent, and that makes a big difference. Not only does it give you extra chances, and everybody wants extra chances, as much as anything else, motivation is great for a team.
All right, you see the big fellas, and the ball gets a little bit lower, and Johnny's able to grab it. Good free throw shooter as well. Purdue leads the Big Ten at rebounding margin.
I want you to know, you just call him a little guy. He's 6'2", 185 pounds. Well, comparably,
it's all relative.
I know.
I mean, relative to Daniel Giddens and A.J. Hammonds, he's
in hospital. But I'll be honest with you. Those are kind of effort plays. You can't control everything. You can't control your effort, and that was an effort play.
Hill knocks in both free throws, and Purdue back to 5.
You know, a little high scoring game, 20 points pretty quickly, just under 10 minutes to go. And all of a sudden, Purdue's not normally going to be giving up 20 in 10 minutes.
Giddens working on Hammonds, created some space, but look at the white jerseys.
Yeah, he's a little off balance. You used the word before, and you couldn't be more right. A little more poise than that, a little more patience.
Hammonds.
Something like that. Something like a senior. It's just the difference of a second to relocate yourself and, you know, watch their heads if they've got to find the rim early, not just throw it up there.
Well, Hammonds has really matured in terms of work ethic and productivity. He's 4 of 7 from the floor, and Hammonds had the rebound and had it taken away by Tate. He kicks it out.
I like the play by Tate, by the way. He's supposed to try to go up in traffic. He did a real good job in travel, but he got away with it.
The travel aided the shot fake, and Loving.
He just did a quick stand. You know, right now, as you and I both know, the European step is in along with the Asian step and the Mid-East step and a lot of different steps. But, I mean, a kid who goes to get the ball like that, you got to like.
Klein, freshman. Swanigan, an offensive rebound and a chance for the three-point play. Instead, Caleb will go to the line and shoot a couple.
You know, when I got out of college, I played against guys like Swanigan, and they just go after the ball. Look at his effort. Look how strong he is. And then he didn't just stand there, squared himself up, he got fouled.
That's Purdue, Coach, that's Purdue's 8th offensive rebound. And as well as the Buckeyes have played to start and they have the lead, they're going to have to do a better job by the end of the night, one would think.
And they're going to have to rebound with 5.
Right.
And you know, they've got a couple little longer rebounds. They've got to get in there because they're playing very well, but they cannot allow a Purdue team to dominate them on the glass. Purdue is plus, I believe, 12 on the glass. You've got to get them off the glass. It's where they make their living.
And Swanigan is Big Ten leader, and he hit 1 of 2. It's a 4-point game. Crowd's wanting to get into it, but the Boilermakers haven't really put together that run yet.
No, they haven't.
Trying to a near steal by Hill. Tate gets it back. Floater up top, and Giddens reverse finish.
That was worth showing up for. That was pretty special. I thought he was going to run it, and the reverse dunk. What a terrific play.
We saw Giddens this morning and said that dude's bouncy, and he is.
And
it's one away.
When Giddens came over to us, I was telling you, he's got that quick jump. And beyond the block shot and then the dunk, pretty terrific stuff.
They had an opportunity, but Lyle lost it out of bounds. But speaking of bouncy and flushing in reverse, Buckeyes by 6.
Love these things. Hilarious. I'm sorry. Force of habit.
As long as you are you, it's Miller time.
I need to collect your phone so you can't post pictures. How does it feel to not be connected?
My chest hurts.
Let me show you a better way to keep connected. The 2016 Chevy Cruze offers built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi that connects up to 7 devices.
Current qualified GM lessees can get a sign and drive lease on this well-equipped Cruze Limited for around $179 a month. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Ride Along is the #1 movie in America.
You say that again, and I'll punch you in the face.
Ride Along is the #1 movie in America.
I cannot feel my face.
Ride Along 2.
It's gonna stick.
Rated PG-13.
Hi, my name is Rick Irvine. Have the winter blues got you down? Don't let high utility costs and after Christmas bills ruin your new year. Wise Finance has the cash for all your needs, even if your credit is less than perfect. So make the wise choice and call today. Every applicant is considered.
Our next item is a genuine name your price tool.
This highly sought after device from Progressive can be yours for
20 grand?
No, we are giving it away for just 3 easy payments of $4.99 plus tax.
The lines are blowing up. We've got Deborah from Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, no, it's slow. You guys realize anyone can use the Name Your Price tool for free on Progressive.com, right? I know it's like they're always on television. What?
Hi, my name is Rick Irvine. Have the winter blues got you down? Don't let high utility costs and after Christmas bills ruin your new year. Wise Finance has the cash for all your needs, even if your credit is less than perfect. So make the wise choice and call today. Every applicant is considered.
Well, the Buckeyes had to replace 4 starters from last year's team, including the second player picked in the draft, D'Angelo Russell. But these other guys, Sam Thompson, Shannon Scott, and Amir Williams, those were veteran guys, seniors who have been in the program for a while. Here are the 4 starters this year. Loving and Tate and Bates Diop got a lot of time last year, but they're in different roles now. And Jim, they've got the pieces. The question is, can Thad make them fit together in time to get them back into NCAA tournament contention?
Looking at them, there's no way you question how athletic they are, how quick they are, great size. The problem is, you're right, getting a team. You can't give them experience during the season. That's what people want you to do, but you can't do it. I think the kids just have to understand that they're going to have to show up and play 40 full minutes, and that's been the biggest problem with them.
Raphael Davis had it rattle out.
In this particular game, they've got to rebound. They've got to tough it out. We talked about the battle on the boards. They've got to tough it out rebounding-wise, because that's where they're getting beat. They're shooting 62%, and Purdue's only shooting 32, but hanging in there with 8 offensive rebounds.
There's Tate driving on the big fella.
Well, I like that move. I like the, if the ball's not going in the hole, attack the rim. Good things always happen.
Purdue foul number 20.
A.J. Hammonds picked up that foul. It was his first, so Haas will go to the scorer's table and get ready to check in as Jayshawn Tate.
You know, one thing, in 2011, when Kevin Walker was our junior, really only veteran player, we had 7 freshmen and 3 sophomores. And we went on to win a national championship. We were a good team during the season, but really got it going as we get near postseason. And of course, we had a great run through the Big East and the national championship. I'm not predicting that for Ohio State. What I am saying to you is that I like their body language tonight. If they just can clean up the rebound, they have a good chance of doing something special here.
Well, this has been a tough place for everybody to win, but recent history in this series has certainly favored the Buckeyes. Although Purdue did win one of the 2 meetings last year.
Pretty good ball pressure and didn't get burnt out there. Nice job of recovering.
Haas has deep position. Giddens, Haas just working him. And he'll go to the free throw line, a chance for the 3-point play.
If you let him catch that deep, that's when the trouble began, not when he started to make his move.
You know, Haas doesn't play a lot of minutes, Jim, and he's averaging 11 points per game. Shoots 57% from the floor. That foul was on Giddens. It's his first. And Haas will go to the free throw line for the second time tonight. He made 1 of 2 the first time.
Yeah, I wouldn't front him, but I think do something. You got to put more pressure on the basketball so they can't get a clean pass in there. And then secondly, you can't let him be that clean.
And Bates Diop couldn't keep his balance, and I'm not going to say a completely unforced turnover, but a largely unforced turnover, which has been a bit of a problem at times for the Buckeyes. 5 turnovers tonight for them so far.
And I used the word, you used the word early, a little bit unfocused. It's 40 minutes full. 40 minutes full.
As again, this time they'll double him. He finds Hill nicely. Good look from the big fella and a good finish from Hill.
He couldn't have done that last year. His awareness on the court is so much better. He's made great progress, and he's got a heck of a basketball body to work with.
He's a young guy. And he's talking to Matt Painter today about his recruitment as Hill picked up his first foul.
I had to sit down with him about 20 minutes yesterday. He's a terrific kid, by the way, and he really wants to be good and has no idea some of the gifts that he has. I said, he was just 7'2", 275 and agile.
That was the thing when Matt said when they went to see him in the summer for the first time, when the coaches went, he didn't play in the summer league game, but the assistant called him back and said, you know, he really moved well in warm-ups. And then he said, well, go back and see him again. He played a little more and got better and better, and eventually wound up here at Purdue, where his first 2 years have been productive, the first year plus, I guess, as Harris drives in.
I'll get back to my quickness issue. When they have Harris in the game, I think they're a little different team. They need that quickness. You know, it's not the biggest that always wins. In basketball, it's the quickest. Okay. Better position this time, going down the double team, more ball pressure. Instead of getting on the ball, they sagged off when he gave his dribble up, which is that's 2 ways you can defend the post. You don't have to get in front of him. You need to give help. You don't let the ball get passed, or as soon as he gives his dribble up, sag in, don't let them pass it. Good move by Ohio State.
It led to a turnover, and the Buckeyes with a 6-point lead, shooting 65% from the field here in the first half. Cut from Harris, got people flying by now, and a chance for a kick-out three. Instead, Tate will dribble inside the arc, and there's an offensive rebound for the Buckeyes.
I like the energy Ohio State's playing with, and right now I think the quickness, which I didn't think coming in, is with Ohio State. Nice cut.
Tate blocked by Haas.
Rim protector, rim protector.
We've seen a handful of blocked shots. Now the other way. Haas fighting for the rebound. Tate's quickest to it, and he draws the foul.
And you can do so many things when you protect that rim. Here's a great example. Good drive. Haas says, nope, not coming in here tonight. Not coming in here tonight. Nice play. By the way, he blocked with the inside hand, making sure he didn't foul. A big key, you can't block with the strong hand. It's always the inside hand, which carries your body by the...
You found a complete defense. I mean, what, it was the 8-9 years in a row that your teams at UConn led the nation in blocked shots. Yeah, you were saying today that sometimes you have to have everything just right on defense or else guys won't block shots.
Oh, it's a lot of rotation, you know, because what happens is if your man goes over to block the shot and he's left alone and they get that little slip pass for a dunk, big guy's not going to leave too much. He doesn't want to be embarrassed by a guy dunking on. So you really have to have a three-man rotation after the man funnels the ball into the shot blocker.
There's another block from Giddens. I like this young big fella for the Buckeyes. Edwards has a look. He can't get it to go. Still can't find the range from three-point land, can the Boilermakers. And Caleb Swanigan didn't like the call, but he's going to be hit with a foul.
Well, you and I both have seen Ohio State before, and they've had some terrific games. But recently, they haven't, once again, they've lost focus a little bit. I tell you what I like the way this, I said before, they're going to have to stand up on the boards. Guess what? They're starting to stand up on the boards here. And by the way, both teams are really protecting them exceptionally well.
As much size as Purdue has, the length, the explosive athletes that the Buckeyes can put out on the court can counter that to a degree as Harris goes to the free throw line. AJ misses the front end of the 1-1, the freshman from Dayton. Here comes P.J. Thompson. Haven't heard a lot from Edwards lately.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Haas, strong bucket.
You know, it's a very, that time he forced him to his weak hand, and he came back right-handed with his 7'2" size, the strength. He laid the ball up. So it really wasn't bad defense. It was a really good play by Haas. Pretty agile play for a kid that big.
It's a 4-point game, and now the crowd wanting the Boilermakers to boiler up on defense.
You know, I'd give Matt Payne a lot of credit. He's got Haas doing what he can do, not what he can't do. That's what I love. Most kids don't want to play. They always show you a three-point shot. I can get a 5'11" guy to do that. He's very good in the paint, and he's nice pass.
Kick out. Now we might hear from Edwards. And in front of the rim, no good, and that's going to be fouled. Giddens had Haas wrapped up.
I'll tell you what, Haas is a big kid, and he's using his size, which is great.
We may see a lot of these two over the next couple of years in the Big Ten. Buckeyes by 4.
Soup and sandwich and somewhere.
Noah Trimble, Denzel Valentine. Boy, Michigan State, I mean, who saw that coming? Denzel comes back. All of a sudden, the Spartans can't seem to buy a break. They've lost 3 straight. They haven't lost 4 straight since 2011. They haven't lost 3 straight home games since 1997.
Well, they're awful good all these years under Tom Izzo, without question. But, you know, one of the factors that people don't talk about is they're really good. When you get a player that can dominate, as he did, as Valentine did, and then lose him, they haven't got their mojo back since he's even come. And so it's different. They're a different team.
Quick foul.
You know, I look at the old Eastern League, and I think of all the guys who played there. I might have played against Swanigan. He has that look that you might have played against him a lot of years ago. He's got something, I'm going to say, very complimentary. He's got a veteran's game for a rookie. He's got a veteran's game.
He's Mr. Basketball in the state of Indiana last year, the first one to come to Purdue since Big Dog Robinson in 1991.
And he was pretty good. Big Dog was pretty good. Opened his first game against Danielle Marshall in Springfield Civic Center just a couple days ago.
Didn't you tell me that the Purdue play-by-play announcer? Was that game?
He was at that game and talked to me about it. He remembered it.
Did you remember it?
Well, I did, but somehow I forgot the results. I think he lost. If he won, I remembered every minute of it.
Really? You're the only coach I've ever met. Most coaches can't remember the wins, except for the championships. The losses, they can remember.
Yeah, it was opening game of the season. It was opening game of the season. We had 30-something more that year. but you know, you think about kids like Valentine, getting back to that. When a team gets into rhythm, it's a good word for it, tempo, feel, and they lose it, well, just run the same plays. No, it's not the same plays. I mean, as I keep telling them, Valentine is a go-through guy, not just a go-to guy. And they're going to have to kind of find themselves a little more. And maybe Thomas talked about playing less people.
Well, you know, Michigan State is not as if they all of a sudden just stop playing well. As Edwards off the turnover and the flush gives Purdue the lead at 29-28. But Michigan State's games were getting closer during that span. Purdue, meanwhile, is getting closer to playing the way they can and putting together one of the patented runs here in Mackey Arena. It's their first lead since they had an 8-7 edge in the early moments. And with just under 3 minutes to play in the first half, this place is starting to rock as the Boilermakers have taken the lead.
Don't wait, call a timeout now.
The new face of
Ball, a little antsy with it. Rayfeld got it, Edwards finished it, and now Purdue has a little energy on defense, and they're pressuring the ball.
The ball pressure started, yeah, 100% right, Reese. The ball pressure started to take effect. And Davis was the defensive player of the year in the Big Ten, so you know he can really play. You can't expose the ball to a good defensive player, any player, really. Tough shot.
Tough shot because the shot clock is down inside 5, and now here come the Boilers. Davis.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't have been forced into that most difficult shot. I'm not blaming the kid who shot it. I'm blaming the situation.
Now Purdue with its first lead since the early moments, hoping to add to it. Bell dislodges Haas. Haas kicks it back out. Edwards had the dunk a minute ago, but couldn't follow it with the 3. And here comes Tate. He's got 2-on-1. Williams going to spot up, let it fly for 3, and rips it home. And Ohio State has an answer.
I'm not sure it's a great shot. I'm sure it's great when it goes in, though. As the coach is saying, take the 2, take the 2. He got the 3.
Edwards has it swatted away by Bell. David Bell, another big fella, redshirt freshman, rejecting shots. Williams feeling it. He checked.
I think you better find that man on that sideline fast break, and they're pushing that ball up there.
You know when it's a good shot right now for Cam Williams? When he touches it.
Get him the ball. You know, it's the one thing you should do more of. Hit the hot man.
He has now hit all 4 of his 3-point attempts. 14 points in the first half for Cam Williams.
And he can really shoot the ball. And he's quick. He really can get a shot off quick. Watch this elevation. Remind me of a kid, Ben Gordon, that played for me a few years ago, gets the shot off with that same quickness.
That was over Davis, as good a perimeter defender as you'll find. And he closed out the space, but the ball was gone too quickly.
Well, you know, a lot of coaches feel this way. The best time to shoot a 3 is on the fast break because they're not quite out here.
Offensive rebound, fast break, just about any time has been good for Williams. He's only played 8 minutes. He's got 14 points. 3-point percentage up around 50 for the season with his start tonight.
Well, it's great when you have a guy like that coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a spark. You know, we had a kid, John Gwynn, we used to call Microwave. And, you know, when you have that, it's a tremendous advantage because your whole team gets lifted up.
I'm going to go back to something that we talked about earlier. Ohio State put a lot of emphasis on how are you going to respond when something happens. Purdue took the lead and they immediately had this answer. What does that do for the confidence as Hammonds goes inside, can't get it to go?
It proves to them that effort equals points, rebounds, and playing well. And I think kids have a tough time with that. As I said before, you can't control every shot, you can't control everything that happens to you, certainly not a big call. You can't control your effort. And that's what they're doing, and they're being rewarded by their effort.
And the first time, Williams sees the 3, but he is not the 3. They're not all going to go in. I don't think that's going to discourage him, though. He'll let it fly again soon.
I said a few minutes ago, Reese, they don't do enough of that. In college, in the pros, and I'm not sure you should look at the pros, but when a guy gets hot, he gets the basketball. And I don't think we do enough of that when a guy is scoring on folks. Because, as you said, when is the best shot for Williams when he gets it.
Juan Lyle lost the ball and then committed the foul. It's his second in the waning seconds of the first half. NBA Friday presented by State Farm. Toronto and Miami. Raptors sitting there in second place in the East. That'll be followed by maybe the most eye-catching show in basketball. Must-see TV when Steph Curry takes the court in the Warriors against the Pacers at 10:30 Eastern Time. NBA on ESPN. You can see it on the Watch ESPN app.
You know, one of the things I'd say to the Ohio State kids when they're handling the ball, how about respecting your opponent? You put the ball somewhere near them, they're going to grab it away because this team's as good a defensive team as there is in the Big Ten and one of the best in the country. Respect your opponent. I love the way Ohio State has responded after a bad loss, but they got to respect their opponent. These turnovers are semi-uncaused.
Purdue has stayed in this first half candidly on the strength of the boards and the free throw shooting. It's their 13th free throw. They've made 9 of them. Ohio State's
and early, you and I both know with those 8 offensive rebounds, that was the difference in the game.
And a whistle and a foul as Thompson got a little body on Harris as he was going to the bucket before Hammond swatted the shot away.
Yeah, but Hammond's block was good. I thought that was going to be a layup. So you got the total count is going to be looking for that shot block. And as I said, it isn't just shots you block, it's shots you altered or shots that aren't taken sometime because you're there.
Here is A.J. Harris going back to the free throw line.
Both Harris and Williams have been very good off the bench, and that is rewarded them by playing them most of the first half. That quickness has really helped them.
Williams, we assume, is going to sit out the rest of the first half as he goes to the bench. It won't take long to get Cam in the second half, I would imagine, given the way he's played in the first. The Buckeyes, speaking of all those guys coming off the bench, Coach, 22 points from the reserves in the first half, only 13 from the starters. There's another bench point as Harris knocks it in, and Ohio State has a 5-point lead. About a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
I like the pressure here because it's the retreat pressure. They're not going to give the layup, plus they don't think that Purdue's going to attack, so you don't take a chance by pressing during that time.
P.J. Thompson winding the shot clock toward 10. Purdue crowd helping out Hammond's little jump hook.
That's an NBA shot because it makes no difference who's got you. He shot right over.
Mark Loving couldn't get a shot off. Good hands from the Boilermakers, but Ohio State, despite not getting that shot off, still going to go to halftime with a 3-point lead. They're shooting 52% from the floor against the team that's #1 in the country in effective field goal percentage defense. But the Buckeyes have had the answer so far. 3-point edge at the break. Time now to go to Kevin Connors.
Send. Brad.
Exactly 111 years ago today, Ohio State and Purdue played in basketball for the first time. Buckeyes won that one by 3, 26-23. They're up by 3 here, and scoring is just as tough to come by at times in this game as well. Reese Davis, Jim Calhoun here. Ohio State played very well on the outside. We started the game talking about the ability to block shots, and we saw plenty of it in the first half.
Yeah, it started out as a basketball game, and the block party broke out. I mean, and honestly, that has a long-term effect on teams shooting poorly. I thought that Ohio State kind of dissuaded some of the people from going to the rim. I thought conversely, Purdue did the same thing. The difference in the game, though, comes down to right now, early in the game, these block shots have a great influence, but then offensive rebound by Purdue, points off turnovers by Purdue, and then, honestly, the great shooting by the bench and Cam Williams in particular, coming off the bench 23-5 terrific performance by the Ohio State bench.
Cam Williams hit 4 of those 6 3-pointers. This Ohio State team shoots a little over 33% on the season from 3, but they shot it much better than that in the first half, hitting 6 out of 9. And now the second half starts. Both of these teams 4-2 in Big Ten play. Couple games in the loss column behind the undefeated squads, Indiana and Iowa. And opportunity for a turnover, but Rayfel Davis is going to be called for the foul as he had an arm draped on Mark Living. Now look at the difference here. Purdue shot in the paint 8 of 18. They were only 2 of 13 outside of it. The mid-range, they had a couple of other field goals. They didn't have a single three-point bucket. This is not a great three-point shooting team, Jim, but you need a few of them, especially if the other team's lighting it up as the Buckeyes did in the first half.
No question. I think the big thing was good ball pressure on the outside. I thought Ohio State really defended the perimeter very well, and it made a big difference.
Mark Loving with a nifty spin move and using the left against Rayfel Davis.
Didn't have a basket the first half, but to start the second half off. Leading scorer, kind of important for Ohio State. They're still a young team, and we've seen a couple signs of that. But I'll tell you what, Ed Martin's going to be very happy with the way they're competing. They are really competing tonight.
Hey, this is a tight game. We expect it to come down late, but let's take just a second big picture. You touched on something in the first half for Ohio State as Swanigan lines it up and knocks in the first 3 of the night for the Boilermakers.
And he's been struggling 0 for 5 the first half. He was rebounding like crazy, but couldn't get a basket. You know, when the guys you expect start making shots, everybody feels better. It's just one of those things because they've played 17, 18 games, and when you've done that, you kind of expect certain things to happen.
And Rayfel Davis was called for the foul on a previous trip, but this time he gets the benefit of the doubt as the foul is called for Loving. Loving with his first. You see him holding off Davis, and that's a good call by the official.
Well, it was tit for tat. The first one I wasn't quite sure about. That one I was. And that's what happens. The officials, 2 guys going at it, the official's going to take a close look at it. I always tell my kids, don't make a deal out of it, just play.
And before Swanigan hit that 3, I was about to ask you, what is the ceiling if Ohio State can blend the pieces together properly? What's the ceiling for this team?
Well, certainly they're an NCAA tournament team. They certainly have a physical ability to do that. And then secondly, they have very good young talent. As I said, they're in the road here, playing very well. But they're going to have to tighten up a little on Swanigan right now. 2 baskets right off the bat.
And Swanigan didn't have a field goal in the first half, but the big freshman's knocked in a couple to start. Jaquan Lyle can't get it to go.
Nice
Tate, great
really
position
nice
on Swanigan.
What he did is he made a little quick spin move to get great position, inside position, terrific move. We used to say rebounding, do you work early? Well, the ball is in flight. Do you work early? It's a great example of it right there.
Tate with 11 points, 6 rebounds so far, and the Boilermakers with a chance to tie with the 2 or take the lead if they can hit their second 3 of the night. Why not go back to Swanigan? But he got it blocked by Trevor Thompson, his 3rd of the night.
Well, I mean, that was just good defense.
Look! Jay Sean Tate with the finish.
Matt Payne gives them a look. The veteran team shouldn't get beat that easy on a break. It started out 1-on-1 and ended up being 3-on-1. Ohio State, that time, effort by Ohio State, not so much with Purdue. And Matt's always working on effort here at Purdue.
So they continue to work to Swanigan. Here's Rayfel Davis, the senior. Hammond's trying to get it. Edwards going in the paint. This time he gets it over the shot blockers. Ball knocked out of bounds. Let's see what Mike Eads says the last one.
It's off his hand. Yeah. He didn't think so because he didn't hit it, but it hit off his hand.
And Tate pleading his case, but he's going to be overruled. So there's a fresh 30 on the clock.
How many of those do you think they win? Would you plead your case?
0.0.
I think I had probably 696,000 complaints, and they never answered.
Now, I saw you persuade an official from time to time.
Well, persuade's a funny word, They might not use it. Browbeat's is probably a better word to use.
Johnny Hill puts it in. And the Buckeyes' lead is once again 2. Tate and Swanigan's been an entertaining one-on-one matchup. Crossed him over, got inside, and Tate, the lefty, couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, made a decent move, but didn't get the balance. He needed to just pause before he shot the ball.
Edwards, good look inside.
Boy, like that pass.
Davis was strong with it, couldn't get it to go. Hammond's fighting, bodies flying everywhere, and Hill goes down hard, and he's...
Yeah, pretty good collision, those 2 kids hustling like crazy.
And Hill struggling to get to his feet. And so too is Tate. And Tate's up and Johnny's not. Not yet. Now he is.
You know, it's typical really where the game's been played, though. I mean, these two teams are really going at each other.
Have a look at this, Jim. This is right in front of us. That's a tackle that Darrell Hazel would be proud of. He's football coach here at Purdue.
Well, there's no question that these two teams, they can play anybody physically. And I think we're seeing a better Ohio State team. But I don't want to, by any stretch of imagination, take any away from Purdue. They're a very good basketball team, playing against, I think, anyways, a pretty inspired Ohio State team.
As Loving drives on Davis, there's a whistle on the outside, and Rayfeld's going to be called for his second foul in the first 4 minutes of the second half and his second of the game.
We talked about impeding progress. There's impeding progress, and there's a good call. I like that call. That time, he's trying to go to the rim, put a hand on him, try to stop him. You got to call it.
Those types of things were the things that were affecting the fluidity of the game.
Exactly. Not a bump. Terrific effort, I shouldn't say terrific, but a premeditated effort to stop the guy from going to the rim.
Davis is taking a break. Dakota Mathias is in. Hammonds rolls away the rebound.
One thing that you can see that's been well schooled by Matt Payne is they've been schooled on the secondary rebounder. They get a lot more of those longer rebounds. That's not a typical Hammond shot. You need a little more time with him, a little more patience.
Swanigan draws the foul.
As I said, he's got an old man's game, and I mean that old school game, really. He knows how to get position. He's 250 pounds, he uses.
Used every bit of it. Trevor Thompson picked up his third foul. When you come back, we'll take a look around college basketball.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Volkswagen.
Heat Raptors at 8, Pacers Warriors at 10:30. Tomorrow on ESPN.
What makes the ocean? Makes the man. Davidoff Cool Water. This rolling duffel is free with any $69.50 purchase of Davidoff Cool Water at Macy's, your fragrance destination.
At the Joseph A. Bank Buy More, Save More sale, get up to 75% off all suits and sport coats when you buy 3, including traveler suits now $199 each when you buy 3. Plus, take an extra 50% off most clearance. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
Large pizza, it's here. $5. Every day of the year. $5. Hot and ready to go. $5. A Little Caesar's Pizza Show.
Pizza.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
Beth, I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now. Me and the boys are playing all night.
Text Beth, what can I do?
Message, pick up milk.
Oh, right, milk.
Introducing the newly redesigned Passat from Volkswagen.
Why are you checking your credit score?
You don't want to live with mom and dad forever, do you?
How do I check my credit score?
Credit Karma. Don't worry, it's free.
Credit Karma. Give yourself some credit.
Very important. Get some going a little bit.
15:30 left to play in the second half. Thursday night showcase, Mackey Arena in West Lafayette, Ohio State with a 2-point lead on 22nd ranked Purdue. Some storylines around college basketball. We talked earlier in the first half about Michigan State's struggles. Duke has lost 3 straight to unranked opponents. Trip to NC State coming up Saturday. Number 1, that's been a perilous spot, and SMU is the only undefeated team. I'm going to ask you about Duke. What do you see from the Blue Devils? What's causing most of their problems?
Jefferson.
Emil Jefferson being hurt.
They need an experienced player, and he's a player. He's a big-time player. He's a leader. He does so many things for them. And they're young. And, you know, Mike, he's running the same drills, I bet. An awful lot of the same practice, the same plays. But quite frankly, they aren't as good a team as they were last year without Jefferson, no question. And I think people never understood what Okafor did to a game. Because when the ball's thrown inside, good things happen. And, you know, I think it can be very good. But, you know, obviously, going without Jefferson right now, they're struggling.
And Swanigan makes both of those to tie the game. He's getting close to a double-double. And his final point on Duke is not as if they're getting blown out.
No,
you know?
They're losing by 2 points to ranked teams. Oh, not earlier.
Unranked teams, but still. Close games, nonetheless. The solid teams. Loving with a wild shot. Swanigan, who's been a man possessed in the second half, chases it down. Dakota Mathias, capable shooter, doesn't get the look, and there's a whistle on the inside. And they may get Giddens for holding Hammonds.
You know, shot selection is a big thing, as you well know. In that case, they just took a bad shot. Against a team like Purdue, at Purdue, you don't want to be taking bad shots. You don't need to because you're playing very well.
The old coaching adage, the bad shot's the first pass in your opponent's fast break.
You're exactly right. You know, just like you had loose ball turnovers, which led to fast breaks, they can't afford to shoot bad shots.
That foul on Giddens a moment ago was his third, so he's careful as Hammonds works in there this time, but plays good enough defense to stop him. And Jayshawn Tate almost walked with it.
I didn't like his finish because he faded away. He's too big to fade away. That's, by the way, where that shot blocking may be in effect.
Cam Williams had a great first half. See what he's got in the second. Loving got away with the travel. There's Giddens missing. Giddens fighting for it. Hammonds takes it away.
Yeah, a little off balance, but it was a tough pass to handle when he's in the lane. Nice defense.
Tate jumps in front of Swanigan, gets the turnover, and then the foul is called.
When you told me that Tate would compete, you were right. Yep. He's competed the entire game. It hasn't all been pretty, but he competes. And in a game like this, on the road, coming off a bad loss, very important.
That foul was called on Hammond, sort of a little cheap one.
It was, but, you know, going to lose ball, and Tate just, I said before, you can control your effort. He is, but a terrific effort.
Oz checks in now. As Hammonds will take a break. Boy, Edwards almost got his hand on that pass, and then he didn't get his hands on the basketball. He did get his hands on Loving. He'll be called for the foul.
And I like the breakdown. Showed a good shot fake. Went by the man and got fouled. And you know, that's what he had to do. He took a bad shot last time. This time he cleaned it up. Good lift fake and going by the man.
It's his second, and here we are with more than 14 minutes left to play, and Purdue has 5 team fouls, so they have one more before the bonus will start.
Kind of opposite the first half.
Yeah. Buckeyes have missed their last 4 shots. Here's the guy who had the answer for that in the first half, Cam Williams. Loving cross court, Tate. Lyle thought about it. Now he'll find Tate in the corner. Can't get it to go. The fight for the rebound, and Giddens grabbed it, and then the foul was called on Swanigan.
As I said before, you can control your effort. Giddens goes after that ball. Terrific play.
That's 2 on Swanigan. And take a look at that effort, Jim.
Well, just think, these are the kind of things eventually going to win you a game. Another possession, foul on Swanigan, all those things are positives for you. I love that effort.
And now all of a sudden it's Ohio State. We talked about them being quicker to the ball, but now they're attacking the glass and offsetting that big advantage that the Boilermakers had in the first half.
Thad chose one of those 3 very difficult days of practice. You know, they probably looked at themselves hard after a couple of tough losses recently.
The best way to get coach off your back is to play harder in the game, right?
Coach, stop doing this. You start doing that, right?
Loving good bounce pass. Tate flushes it.
Oh, I like that pass. I like the play. Penetration, sucks everybody in, drop-off pass. Well done.
Loving has played much better in the second half, and Tate now has 15 points. He's on his way to a double-double. He has 8 rebounds as well. 2-point lead for the Buckeyes on the road as we head toward 13 minutes to play in Mackey Arena. Haas deep position, a little spinning hook shot, good.
Big time, you know, a guy that size doesn't even need to elevate as much. A beautiful, beautiful play. By the way, real good feed.
Now the crowd's getting in it.
Pretty good defense.
Shot clock at 5. Loving got Davis in the air. Then he gets another offensive rebound. They got a fresh 30. Giddens has plenty of time. Loving out front. And Jaquan Lyle will settle things down. Another good possession on this end by the Buckeyes.
Well, I mean, keep getting those offensive rebounds. Good things going to happen.
Lyle with a floater, and he'll go to the free throw line. A foul called on Matthias.
And all set up by effort again. Once again, you can control that, and I think Ohio State is. Ohio State's playing much harder. They played certainly very well, but shot really well in the first half. This was an effort half for them. Their effort is absolutely terrific. Right now, they're outworking Purdue.
6:30 Eastern Time, Saturday on ESPN. It's Journey to the Tourney, presented by Sonic. Great matchup in East Lansing, number 7 Maryland, and 11th ranked, at least for now, Michigan State. 6:30 Eastern Time. It'll be streaming live on Watch ESPN or the ESPN app, which now you can go straight to the app. Anything that's on ESPN will stream right through that. Do you do all the streaming?
I'm not much of a streamer. The only thing my stream is I throw a fishing hook into the stream. That's the close I get to streaming.
But you watch the video. You don't miss much.
No, I don't. And I watch a lot of tape, and I watch a lot of things. And you know, I have my ESPN Go, so I get my games on there without question. But by the way, here we are sitting here on a Thursday night in a 46-44 game. Can't get too much better than this. And I love the fact both teams are really competing. That makes the game fun.
And you know,
sometimes you have pretty games, a lot of scoring. By the way, he's getting better by the minute. Forget the year, he's getting better by the minute. Nice big move.
He asked you yesterday, do you think I have a future playing this game? He was being serious, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was going to give him a medal. Look at you. No, he's a terrific kid. And I love the fact he's so humble. He doesn't know some of the great gifts that he has.
Good defense by Haas. Good effort by Giddens to get it back. What a move by Daniel Giddens, the freshman.
We talked to him today, as you know, and he's another young guy who's just trying to find himself. I tell you what, he's a terrific athlete. And I'll tell you what I like about him. He's a good jumper, but he's a quick jumper. Good things happen to quick jumpers.
Good hands by the Buckeyes. Couple of deflections on that. And there's another one. A third deflection on this possession. But still, Rayfeld Davis cleans it up and has a chance for the three-point play.
A veteran team, Reese, goes to the rim when things aren't going well.
Boy, everything seemed to be going in the Buckeyes' favor. They were deflecting it all over the place. A fortuitous bounce. The Boilers can take the lead when you come back.
Yeah.
Find a guy.
You probably say it a million times a day. But at Cigna, we want to help everyone say it once a year.
Say
Cigna medical plans cover 100% of your in-network annual checkup. So America, let's go, know, and take control of your health. Cigna, together, all the way.
Tomorrow, the phenomenon of the fifth wave arrives.
How are we supposed to fight them if we don't even know what they are?
You ready?
No!
The fifth wave.
Oh my God.
Rated PG-13.
I'll be right back. Be good.
Text Mom. Boys have been really good today. Send. Let's get Mark his own cell phone. Send.
Brad could use a new bike. Send.
Message. You decide. They're your kids.
Why are you guys texting Grandma?
It was him.
Keep your family connected. App Connect on the newly redesigned Passat from Volkswagen.
Guys, it's just the two of you. The setting is just right. There's something in the air. But here's the thing. About half of men over 40 have some degree of erectile dysfunction. Well, Viagra helps guys with ED get and keep an erection.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
Available in single packs.
Kevin Connors in studio. It's gone final at Happy Valley. Game effort by Penn State tonight, but not enough to take down Wisconsin.
Ethan Happ led the way for the Badgers with 20 points. Nigel Hayes had 15. Wisconsin wins it 66-60. Back to Reese and Jim, and a good one in West Lafayette, guys.
All right, Kevin, tie game here in West Lafayette, Ohio State and Purdue. Rachel Davis about to go to the free throw line. You might be able to see here in Mackey Arena among the 14,000 strong. A lot of this is a Volt colored t-shirt. The Purdue Cancer Center is one of the great research centers, and the Volt color is in tribute to all the cancer survivors, and certainly it's never far from any of our minds, but our colleague and friend Chris Mortensen, of course, making public his battle, and we want to remind Mort that we are with him and supporting him and thinking of him and sending up prayers and good thoughts for his full recovery.
Well, the person as a cancer survivor, you see something like this and you say, you know, a lot of great things come out of athletics. These are some of the greatest things that come out of athletics. Using our game to help other folks.
We call this the Hammer Down Cancer Night. And this, as I mentioned, one of the fine cancer institutes in the country here at Purdue.
One of only 7 in the Cancer Institute. Amazing. Great things happen there.
Shot clock inside 10 for the Buckeyes. Loving working on Matthias down to 2. Loving, and they're going to call the travel.
You know, I've been trying to figure Matthias as a shooter, but he can really defend. You know, he's a smart defender using his body in position.
The other thing here you see him on defense, Jim, he's also, for all the trouble Purdue has had at times taking care of the basketball, he's got a 4-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. Painter, as you see the chagrin from Thad Mott after that travel and turnover. But he does a lot of different things for Matt Painter's team. Matt really high on him because he can put him in and settle things down if he needs to.
Well, he's got a good basketball IQ. I know he just fed the post on the previous possession, and you know he knew where to go.
And now he takes a shot, trying to give Purdue his first lead in the second half, and
might have missed the call. Might have missed the call. He didn't have great position. It looked like an over the back. I don't think it was.
I didn't see a lot of contact.
No, I didn't either.
And that's Johnny Hill for his third. And
well, Tyler, I don't know. The ball never got to him.
Yeah,
that's a funny call. You know, it's like uncatchable ball in football. He wasn't going to get that ball.
Now Swanigan had the rebound corralled, and Hill, you can't fault. He's just going for the basketball, and thought he got over the top. He did not. And
but when I saw it live, I thought it was an over the back. And when I saw it there, it wasn't.
That's the thing. The gentlemen in stripes don't get the benefit of seeing it the second time as A.J. Harris hits the first free throw to put Ohio State back on top.
You just referred to the officials as gentlemen. I'm glad of that.
I'm just providing the balance.
Exactly right. No, I've always felt that they work hard as anybody, and I always thought they needed some help, so I tried to provide that as much as I possibly could.
Headed toward the midway point of the second half. Glad to have you with us. Chilly night in West Lafayette, but it's been warm in here. Caleb Swanigan can't get it to go, and Giddens has another rebound.
You mentioned him early in the game for the right reasons.
Yep.
He's going to be a heck of a player. He's only a freshman.
There's another freshman into the game. Mickey Mitchell, a 6'7" freshman from Plano, Texas, number 00 in the Scarlet. Cam Williams hasn't taken a shot in the second half, and now he probably wishes he still hadn't after that one.
I would imagine, I'm not going to speak for Thad Mart in this case, but Thad Mart would, as you said, rather he did in that case. Not a good shot, and you know, he's a scorer, and don't get impatient. When you get impatient, took a tough shot.
He hit 4 3-pointers in the first half and put on a torrid shooting display. And now Buckeyes showing a little pressure in the backcourt. They've got Thompson double team. Matthias can't get it in, so Hammonds comes back to help.
Anytime you see a guy keep taking the ball out of bounds, that means the coach trusts him. And you mentioned before about Matthias, that's exactly what happened. He's the pressure release because he knows what they want. Nice pass. I love that post pass.
Hammonds again.
Yeah.
Going away from the basket.
Right back to a repost.
Now he goes for it and draws the foul.
I'm not sure who initiated contact. Regardless, the repost was terrific. Post, back out, repost.
A lot of big guys have played for Thad Mata, but Trevor Thompson has been the starter, and he just picked up his 4th foul.
Yeah, once again, I think his arm was down a little bit and dragged over him. But I like the fact of the play. Most kids give up when they throw it back out. He just went back and got even better position.
Hammonds hits the first one. Thompson's been an intimidating presence. Has 3 blocked shots as he heads to the bench. After we finish here at Purdue, stick around Sports Center at night. Steve Levy and John Anderson. Everything from the Australian Open, including Leighton Hewitt's last career match. College basketball, Kentucky impressive on the road against Arkansas. And we'll let you know if the Blackhawks won 13 in a row. I know Leaves will be all over that. Sports Center at night on the ESPN app.
Here we go again.
Our 6th tie after Hammonds makes those free throws. Buckeyes go back on top with a daring drive from A.J. Harris. How about that freshman from Dayton? He's been good tonight.
He's been awfully good. I told you before, only had played 8 minutes at that point. I think his quickness has really helped. His climb, I was just going to mention, Matt Painter said yesterday, the best shooter on the team, we've got to get him more time.
There was some that said that he's the best shooter coming out of high school that Painter's recruited, and Ryan Klein hits a timely 3 in just the second one of the night for the Boilermakers. It's their first lead of the second half, but immediately a foul called on Purdue on the other end.
I think you had a little bit of malice when you said something nice about Klein, when you said he was in the Hall of Fame, I believe. Tell the story, I loved it.
But here it is.
Really
Klein knocks down the 3 when Ryan was 12 years old. He won the national championship in the Elks free throw shooting contest. So when Purdue was in Springfield, he told everybody, he said, my name's in the Hall of Fame. He went back and showed them the flag. Sure enough, he is. He is a great shooter, great free throw shooter, although this year only 1 of 4 from the free throw line. Hasn't shot a lot of free throws. That'll change as he gets more opportunities. You saw an example of that sweet stroke a moment ago from the corner. Swanigan is covered up. There's Klein again. Good look from Klein to Davison. He thought he had an assist. And there's Swanigan with an offensive board.
You know, I'm not sure I've seen a kid recently, especially a young kid. That was no question. But that uses his body rebounding as much as Swanigan does.
That's 3 fouls on Swanigan.
See, that would have been a great time after the offensive rebound. Kick out, repost. And that takes experience.
And Mickey Mitchell showing a savvy move to draw the push from him. He's a freshman. As Swanigan goes to the bench with his 7th double-double. He won't be there long. He's in his 3 fouls. And Matt will put him back in, we presume, shortly after the
probably on the
media timeout. Yep. Purdue with a 1-point lead. Buckeyes have the ball, trying to get a win on the road. It would be their second in their last 4 road games, and another offensive foul. This one called on this end against the Buckeyes, and I believe they're going to get Mitchell for it, and that's his 3rd.
You know, that's becoming automatic. I'm not sure he moved that time, but I tell you what I don't like about it, it stops everybody from setting screens, and the game becomes a one-on-one contest because guys aren't coming off screens. Once again, if they move, you got to call it. But I think it's becoming more and more automatic. When you set a screen, it has to be illegal.
Vince Edwards has it tapped away. His Tate with those active hands, but now Edwards got by him, and Jason that time is going to be called for the reach. And that'll be 1-and-1 opportunity, and another foul on Jason Tate. Just his 2nd one. Got a good one. Finish in the last 7:55 coming from West Lafayette.
A, putting ball pressure on. Secondly, making sure the man gives his dribble up and then sag to help. But if he gets the ball that deep, basically his work's all done. He did his work early, got great position, almost impossible to stop that low.
He has been very productive in his time on the court. 10 points, 11 minutes. Just has the 1 rebound, and now it'll be A.J. Hammonds in there trying to do that type of work.
And as I said, just said, when he does his work early, gets that position, at his size, he's locking everybody out. And it's too late to then react. You've got to prevent the ball from getting there.
Vince Edwards knocks in both free throws, and Purdue, just under 8 minutes to play, has pushed its lead out to 3. It's been a fight all night. It's the Boilers' biggest lead of the evening. Important game in the standings in the Big Ten. Ohio State viewing this as a huge opportunity to get a road win. Purdue, which has already dropped a couple of conference games, but has designs on making a run for the Big Ten championship, hoping to hold serve. Jayshawn Tate follows his
great
own.
effort. I was just going to tell you, shot selection, I wasn't crazy about it, but it was late in the shot clock. But the effort afterwards, you know, that's what you need to win basketball games, particularly on the road, on the team once again, as we said, bouncing back.
And a foul called. Still 1-1. 1-1 coming for Purdue, which has a 1-point lead. We see the Boilermakers are ranked 22nd in the country at the moment. Joe Lenardi has them as a 4 seed in the East. As you know, we're inside 2 months away from Selection Sunday now. So how do you see this Purdue team in terms of seed and opportunity in the tournament?
Purdue's one of the top 12, 15 teams in the country. And down the stretch, as everybody gets tighter and tighter, and everybody else is battling like you are for seeding, getting into the tournament, all the different things, they're going to be able to play anybody. You know, I keep questioning still, they're handling a little bit of the basketball on turnovers, and they're consistently shooting. Now, their 0 for 8 was a little bit not typical of them, but they're not a great shooting team. But their front court is loaded. They defend like crazy. They block shots. They play terrific defense. And, yeah, I mean, I'm going to say they're top 12, 15 team in the country, and maybe with a chance to get better.
Purdue's have the edge at the free throw line tonight, outscoring Ohio State 17-8 from the charity stripe. It is a win like this that the Buckeyes would need to sort of get back in the mix and have Joe Lenardi considering them and a big opportunity coming at home a week from Sunday against Maryland.
Well, we said Maryland, Michigan State, and then now we're saying Iowa, Maryland. And if Purdue wants to be in that same category, they want to be the same conversation, these are the kind of games they're going to have to win.
3-point Purdue lead. Boilers have the ball.
Nice pass.
Edwards shuffled those feet. Got away with it.
Yeah.
Davis driving into the Scarlet. Air ball. Hammond's patient, and it won't go down. Tate had it, tried to save it. Boilers get it back. Thompson probably needs to settle this down, but thinks, why not? And knocks it in.
That's the way to settle it down, right? Yeah. Make a three-pointer.
B.J. Thompson sparking this 10-2.
A timeout must be coming. A timeout.
This place is as alive as it's been all night. Less than 3 minutes. Purdue's gone on the 10-2 run. They have their biggest lead at a half dozen.
What makes the ocean? Makes the man. Davidoff Cool Water.
This rolling duffel is free with any $69.50 purchase of Davidoff Cool Water at Macy's, your fragrance destination.
Here you are. Anything I can do to make your stay more magical?
Well, I wish we could have even more park time.
Have dinner with the princess? Ooh, I want to ride the monorail. Oh, and take a break by the pool.
But be back in time for fireworks?
Let me see what I can do.
When you stay at a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel, you get the most out of your vacation and your family. And now you'll save up to 25% off a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel room.
Taco Bell presents a buck wasted. $1 for a digital hat for a digital dolphin? That's a buck wasted. Introducing $1 Crunchwrap Sliders from Taco Bell. They're a buck well spent.
Performance reimagined. Style reinvented. Sophistication redefined. Introducing the all-new Lexus RX and RX Hybrid. Agile handling, available 12.3-inch navigation screen, and panorama glass roof. Never has luxury been this expressive. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Just huge effort from both teams. Jayshawn Tate thought he saved the ball. That was tremendous effort by the big fella Hammonds, who often does his work above the rim. That time did it on the floor. Thompson, everybody ran away from him, and he knocked in the three. And the Boilermakers are sitting on a 10-2 run that has Mackey alive, and at Thad Matta using a timeout, which you thought was crucial right there because this game was on the verge. There's a lot of time for sure, but given where Ohio State is in its season, you don't want to have too big a hill to climb.
You don't want a bigger spread on the road, particularly against a very, very good Purdue team who shoots, by the way, 74% from the foul line coming down the stretch. So you don't want any more separation. And the last shot, great effort by Tate, makes the play, but it was not a good shot. Let's get a good shot this time down. So timeout, here's what we're going to do.
Now Jaquan Lyle, Mark Loving, Cam Williams, Jayshawn Tate, and Daniel Giddens on the floor for Ohio State to get that shot. Ryan Klein still playing for the Boilermakers. Loving goes right by him and puts it in, and he got away with a walk.
Well, there's a lot of that going on with the European stuff, but you know what's going to, it's part of the game. I just like the fact, timeout, clear it out, let weak side naked so he could get no help and right down the lane score the basket.
With the Euro steps, I should have left myself some wiggle room. He said it appeared,
Exactly.
I should have said something like it appeared he might have.
He might have, exactly. Yeah. No, that was the 1-2. The old call, they used to go with the 1-2 cha-cha-cha, and you saw it when they moved their feet like that. All right, big defensive stop here coming down the stretch also. There's a lifetime to go. But I think every possession for a team like Ohio State, focus in, focus in. I don't think you want to let him shoot.
Had a good look at it. Klein couldn't get it.
You can't do any more than that. The ball went, you know, down and out. And nothing you can do about that. Good shot, good pass.
He got it back. Edwards, jump stop, gets it over. Gets a shot blocker.
Yeah, every game I watch of Purdue, he makes big plays. Another big play. And coming down the stretch, you know, they're all big plays.
Lead back to 6. Loving this time over the top of Klein. Edwards has the rebound. It wasn't a Scarlet jersey around.
We can get better than that. I'm sure Thad's thinking we can get better than that. Klein was trying to shoot it before he got it. he's got that quick trigger, I know that much. And a good one, by the way. Nice pass.
Thompson. And get it that time.
I still love the inside-out pass. And Purdue kids do it very well.
Nice step in 3.
And when you see a team do it well, it means that Matt works on it every day.
And the weave at the top. Loving wants to go right at Klein again, and he draws the foul. Ryan didn't like it.
Well, when you're leading scorer of your team, you know, you can make something out of nothing. He had nothing when he got there, fall away, but threw his body in and drew the foul.
Here's Edwards taking it inside. Perhaps he gets a little work on this in practice when they divide up and go against the bigs. He got it over Giddens. He's had a really good night defensively.
And Giddens had been absolutely terrific. Defense, as you're right, rebounding. He's been a factor.
As Loving goes to the free throw line. Mark's normally a very good three-point shooter. He hasn't taken many. He came into this from just 2 of his last 13 from 3. He's a good free throw shooter. He hits the first one. Ohio State does not have a 3 in this half. They lived on it in the first. Saturday night we'll stay in the Big Ten, and this atmosphere here has set the bar pretty high. For Maryland and Michigan State, College game day will be there on Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Melo Trimble, Denzel Valentine as the Spartans try to right the ship from Breslin Center. That's Saturday night.
You trust his foul shooter. It's a beautiful stroke. Levy is a terrific stroke. I expect this. They put the big guys back, a little pressure to see if they can disrupt them. And, you know, they're in that in-between time. I don't know when I have 4 minutes, you know, up only 4 points. Time is not the factor yet. You don't want to get a hurried shot. You just want to get a good shot. Early or late, though, I'd say, with this much time.
Edwards. Nope. Fighting for the rebound is Giddens and Bates Diop.
That's nothing. Nobody had possession. But the crowd likes to react, so that's a good thing. Coaches like to react, too.
The crowd is invested in it. They can persuade the officials. Nothing wrong with that. Here to Bates Diop to Loving. Loving, nifty wraparound pass to Giddens.
How about that pass? Wonderful. More pressure.
Back to a 2-point game.
Yeah, a good move. You know, it's a retreat press. It's not going all out, but trying to disrupt their offense.
I can't tell you how impressed I am with the way the Buckeyes have answered every run, and Purdue has steadfastly stayed with their game. Swanigan Hammond's offensive rebound, and he draws the foul, and AJ's going to go to the free throw line.
Well, that's one of the reasons he's an all Big Ten player. I mean, big-time moments need big-time players. Big rebound for him.
What a pass. Giddens finishing with the left hand. Two-pointer coming down the stretch.
Ride Along is the #1 movie in America.
You say that again, and I'll punch you in the...
Two-point game, winnable for either team.
Hammond's still at 1-1. He missed the front end.
Funny, I thought that was a two-shot foul because he wasn't in the act, I guess.
No, he was not in the act. Next foul against the Boilermakers will be the double bonus. Here's Mark Loving, who made that nifty pass a moment ago, and this time, good shot. And Trevor Thompson, who's now playing with 4 fouls, had the tip, and he drew the foul from Swanigan.
And a terrific effort. They got a half a block out of him, but he kept moving. By the way, that's 4-0 in Swanigan now.
Yes, it is. A talented freshman who came out and really gave Purdue a jolt of energy in the start of the second half. He's now playing with 4, as is the man stepping to the free throw line for the Buckeyes, Trevor Thompson.
When I said what they have to do is they have to rebound down one end defensively. Second end, they have to play better defense and then get good shots. The effort, once again, they controlled the effort, and that give a chance to get within one.
And Thompson, ordinarily a very good free throw shooter, particularly for a big man who's 6'11", 250. And he gets 1 out of 2, and
here we go.
Buckeyes within 1, inside 3 minutes to go, and applying some heat. You've said it a few times, you're exactly right. Where in the world else would you want to be?
I mean, we're seeing terrific basketball in a lot of different ways. I mean, we're seeing some really good plays, a lot of athleticism. We're seeing 2 very well-coached teams together.
Hammond's rolling across the lane and scoring.
Well, I like the fact he uses elevation to square his body up and face the rim and keep his head up. You've got to keep your head up when you're shooting. Great steal. Great steal.
Thompson had a chance, finds Edwards. He bobbled it, and that looked like a tie-up to me, and that's what Tate wanted, and I think they're going to call him for the foul.
I didn't know she had a striped shirt on, by the way. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate that. And so is you and Thad Motter agree.
What did you think?
I thought he'd jump on without question.
All right. So what are you getting on me for?
I wasn't getting on. I was making it.
Believe me, I wouldn't know it if you were getting on me, wouldn't I?
I think most people have said that. When, if I'm on you, you can feel all 225 pounds.
That's 4 fouls on Tate. That could be important coming down the stretch as Edwards steps to the line and makes it a 2-possession game with 2:16 to go.
Respect your opponent. Don't show him the ball. Try to spin on him. When you turn your back to a defender, you don't know where he is. Good hustle.
Purdue had a couple of opportunities to make it an easy bucket.
And by the way, Reese, good call. I just saw the replays.
Edwards makes them both, and you know, the one thing I will say, I did think it was a tie-up, but at least Purdue was rewarded for the outstanding defensive play.
I agree with you 100%.
To get the turnover.
Yep. But it's a tough call in the game.
No question. Now the Boilermakers, Thompson gonna.
The key here is, will we get in reasonable time a good shot? And Thad Motter must be saying that to himself right now or his assistants.
Loving against Davis, got him in the air. Mark Loving couldn't get the shot to go. Tate hustling, flings it back into the court. Everybody's fighting for it. Who's going to get it? Johnny Hill goes into the scorer's table across the way. Stepped on the baseline on the way. It'll be Buckeyes ball.
You know, I don't know Tate all that well, but any team I have, he can play on.
Yes, sir.
I love that effort.
He told me this morning that he was taking it upon himself to show the guys the type of energy that they needed to play with, particularly on the road, and both teams are showing that energy. How about the effort from Hill here? He's got a toe on the line, as he tried to say.
A great effort by Hill, too. You know, we're seeing with one basketball. Good teams, good players, but playing for Purdue. Obviously, they're trying to get Williams off the screen to get that three-pointer.
Edwards, Hill, Hammonds, and Davis all out there for the Boilermakers.
This isn't kind of what you want to happen. I know they're trying to get the best shot, but they're trying to get a three. They'll be much better time-wise.
From the corner, Loving can't get it to go. Batted in the air, collected by Rayfel Davis.
Yeah, it's tough when you take almost 35 seconds to do it.
Buckeyes 0 for 4 from behind the arc and down 5. They need a stop.
Yeah, and you're going to see them milk the clock.
Week's Money Clip.
Rolls, high kicks, this is how we do it.
It's been a while since we've heard any new music from Adele, but the wait is over.
I was walking through the forest of moccasin bread when I saw a troll boy wearing tight pants. I want to